Look how far off the freeway this car came. Incredibly, we're hearing only minor injuries on this crash. As bad, as crazy as this one is, could have been a lot worse here.
The driver of this car survived after it flew off and then rolled down. Miraculously, the driver suffered only minor injuries.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Suavecita, and I'm coming at you with my very first story time. I think this is a much needed one because it's a very interesting one, and I'm going to be going over the whole topic of my recent incident, which if some of you don't know because you don't follow me on Instagram and Facebook, you really should go on over there and follow me. Always uploading stuff on there on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, everything else. So yes, I'm gonna try and not be kind of like everywhere with the story, but I was everywhere with this story. If you like this idea of this whole story time and if you want to see more, go ahead and leave a comment below, letting me know that you're into this. So yeah, go ahead and get yourself some snacks, go ahead and get yourself some drinkity drinks, go ahead and get what you need because we are getting straight into this. The best way I think I can go ahead and explain this whole day with you is I figured by going by the hour by hour, just like taking it from the morning all the way down to nighttime to where I finished off my day. Let me start off with the month, or maybe the month before that. So honestly, life was kind of rough, like the whole May, especially I think that's when it started. Like May, that's that whole red moon situation. I have not been the same since then, or nothing has, okay? So yeah, May has been kind of funky and everywhere. Like I've had a lot of moments of like, where you're finding yourself, telling the truth, finding out truths, and it was just so insane. So I'm gonna say May kind of started off. I was on this whole little thing of like, okay, lessons were learned. Take what you learned from that, take it with you into the next month, and be better. Be a better person, be making better choices, better decisions, stuff like that, right? So in the beginning of June is when I pulled out some reading cards, right? Like some that tell you your fortune, your faith, and everything. I pulled out one specific card and it caught my attention because that one of those cards that I pulled was a death card. And with that, like, I know it's not literal death, but it would be like kind of like the end or something, right? So, okay, I did that June 1st. Fast forward to June 4th, which I don't even know why I'm bringing this up, but I'm going to anyways. And on my Facebook, for some odd reason, I decided to share a tarot card. And what it was is, it was, by the way, for those who don't know, I'm a Virgo. I pulled the, how can I explain this? You know what? Let's go ahead and pull this up. Okay, Virgo tarot pull for June. I'm gonna read it to y'all. So the card that I pulled is Death. Dear Virgo, your tarot card for June is Death Upright and has a very deep and profound meaning. It signifies a great long-term transformation in your life. This card represents endings and transformations, cycles and transitions, letting go and acceptance. So for me, I was like, that could mean anything and everything. So that's when I went in the internet and I did like a little more research. Here we see Death riding a beautiful white horse while holding up a black flag with a white pattern. It is portrayed as a living skeleton, the bones being the only part of the human body existing after death. He wears armor, signaling that no one can destroy Death. The white horse that he rides stands for purity, as Death purifies everyone. Beneath him, all the classes of humans lie in the dirt, meant to remind us that Death does not differentiate between class, race, or gender. The Death card signals that one major phase of your life is ending. A new one is going to start. You just need to close one door so the new one will open. The past needs to be placed behind you so you can focus your energy on what is needed ahead of you. Another meaning is that you are going to go through a major change, transition, or transformation. The old version of you needs to die to allow the new you to be created. This can be a scary time for you because you may be unsure of what will happen in the future. Even if you are scared, you should welcome the change because you are opening the door to new life events. Death can also mean that you need to let go of unhealthy attachments that you have in your life. This is an important part of life, so learning to keep moving forward is one of the lessons death teaches us. But yeah, in a way, I kind of knew something crazy was going to happen. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and take you into June 11th, which is the day of the incident. I guess I'll start at 6 a.m. because that's the time that I do remember waking up. Well, first of all, every day I have this little group chat with my little baddies at the shop, and we're always texting each other like, good morning, how are you guys doing? What time are we going to work? You know, like girl tings. So I was texting my girls. I was also in the group chat with the boys because for those who don't know, I'm in a barber shop and group chats are needed for sure. So that's when also our manager was trying to, you know, wrangle up his people and be like, hey, who's coming in, guys? What's going on? So yeah, and then also when these two conversations are happening, I'm also having another side conversation with my brother, which by the way, I really don't see him too much. So that's kind of like why I try and answer all his phone calls. So I answered him and he's like, hey, I'm doing something for like a car that he needs to fix. He was asking for a connection to get inspections for his car. So he was telling me, he's like, yeah, can you go ahead and call him so I can go ahead and get that situated? And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and call him like when I have time, because obviously my mindset that morning was just get ready, go to work, get stuff done. So that's all happening between 7 a.m. 8 a.m., 8:30, 9. Brother actually calls me again. He's like, hey, can you call him? Like, I really need you to call him. I need to know. And I'm like, all right, bro, I got you. I told him I was going to call him. But in my head, I was like, let me just get to work and then call him there so I can at least be present in the shop. And then I can get everything situated. And I'm going to bring this up really quick. Usually, I don't have no idea what I'm like wearing, looking like, getting ready until like that last hour. When I was like getting ready, I already knew what I was gonna wear, I already knew how my hair was, like I already knew everything. The last part was my shoes, because like sometimes like I've always been like a sandal chancla person, but ever since my mom gave me this little tip, I guess, she's told me one time when we were visiting California together. Let me know if y'all want a story time on that, because we went to Disneyland and we were little freaking kids there. Like, it was amazing. Ever since we had that trip, she told me, she's like, whenever you leave your house, you know, you're kind of supposed to dress as if you're gonna die. And I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean? And she's like, yeah, especially if you're going on an airplane, you can land anywhere. So what makes you think that if you travel in a plane with like sandals or like, you know, things that aren't too sturdy and reliable, what makes you think that you're gonna survive? Or what makes you think that you'll be okay, or that, you know? So ever since then, I really don't choose sandals nowadays anymore, unless you're gonna step out, of course, like you're gonna have to accessorize with what you're wearing. But like, I was going to work, so I was like, okay, cute outfit will work, and shoes for sure. 10 a.m. That's when I'm like, okay, already, I'm gonna go to work. By the way, another side thing that I want to mention is that when it comes to driving, especially like if I'm the passenger, I will never tell the driver, stay focused, don't text, get off your phone, don't touch the, like, I will never. I bring that up to bring up this. When it comes to driving, distractions, like, I don't make them a problem. Also, speeding isn't worth it, because one time when I was working at a restaurant, shout out to Richie, because of what he said, this is why I am the way I am now. I was on my way to work, a morning shift opening. Of course, I was running a little bit late. Not even 1 or 2 minutes would have made me late. But what happened was that I got pulled over. They're like, where are you going? What are you doing? This turned into that. I got a ticket. I went to work super salty. He was like, hey, good morning. How are you doing? And I was like, I got a freaking ticket, sir. And then he's all like, well, I don't even know why you're speeding. Like, it's never worth it, especially if you're coming to work. Note taken, lesson learned. I'm taking that with me for life. So, yeah, when it comes down to it, I never speed. I mean, there are some whatever, right? I'm going to work. And the first main street that I approach, like as soon as I get out, Gateway Boulevard, north to be exact. So there I am. A few main streets that I have to pass is Hercules. I have to pass Edgar Park. So I'm still on Gateway at the bottom level. As soon as I am able to get on my ramp to get onto the Patriot Freeway, since I really don't have to travel too far, I stay on the right lane of the 3 lanes. The first exit that I'm passing would be Hondo Pass. So I pass that exit, going straight, I'm looking at my surroundings, what's in front of me, my mirrors, the cars next to me. Right after the Hondo Pass exit, it's Diana. And that is where it happened. It's crazy, like it all happened so fast, but I took in as much information as I could, being like who hit me, what I could see, what I could remember. But at the same time that all that was happening, I was so focused on my life, you know, because you don't know how it's gonna end. And at that point, I was like, dang, my life is out of my hands. Like, I just have to try my absolute best to get out of the situation, which I couldn't, just avoid the worst, right? I'm super convinced that whoever this person was on the furthest fast lane, because like I said, I was vigilant of my surroundings. I honestly don't trust other drivers. I'm not saying I'm a great driver and I'm the best one, and no, because every driver has their day. But I was focused on getting to my location safely. I'm aware of everyone else around me. What I'm assuming happened is that this person was trying to get on the Diana exit, but the thing that was messed up is that there was so many cars. Like, this person literally just couldn't wait or like properly, you know, like they were on the furthest lane and just decided to like cut off everything and everyone. I mean, I got the shortest end of the stick in this situation. And from what I do remember is I was on my lane and I saw this tan colored car, newer model by the way, hit my freaking door. Like, I was driving and I just see the door and I'm like, oh, like exactly how I couldn't get words out is exactly how I was. And by the time, like, I was, oh, so I was in my lane. This person hit my driver's door, and already by the time that I like really focused on the situation and realized what happened, my left side of my headlight was already off and everything. I was like, no freaking way. His speed and his force hit me so much that it caused me to change my course of driving. Of course, when that happened, like physics, like a force of motion is gonna stay in that motion. So since this guy was trying to like get that exit, I got his exit. And since I was trying to go straight, he got my direction. So when that all happened, he literally hit me and bounced into my lane and kept going straight. He kept going straight. And me, of course, well, y'all can imagine what happened. But when everything was happening, I guess I kind of accepted for everything that what it was going to be. Because the way that I am is I'm a huge believer in everything happens for a reason and everything at its time. In life, I realize I need to stop fighting things, because just like not accepting them and going against them, it makes life harder. So I already knew, okay, in that quick split second, I was already like, this guy hit me, this isn't gonna be good, and be ready for whatever. So for me to like literally get ready, I braced myself. I remember holding onto that steering wheel so freaking hard. Like, my body was so tense and stiff, like so like, oh my God, right? And I remember in that moment, like, I didn't scream, I didn't curse, I didn't cry, but I remember screaming, God, take me. And I closed my eyes. That was it. When everything was happening, I do remember hearing everything, feeling everything. I never lost consciousness. I never blacked out. By choice, I closed my eyes because I was so fearful of what I was going to see, what I was going to look like. There were some moments where I do remember I would like open my eyes. Just imagine a box and a rock just like rolling down. Like, physics gravity, everything is gonna take its course. And for like you just like, once you like are like, no, that's when you start hurting yourself. Like you're like, oh no, broken wrist, oh god, broken neck. Like, you know, like I just let it be. Once I gave myself to God, I mean, that's what I let it be. I literally let everything up into his hands. So when everything was all settled and done, I was down on the lower level. You remember, I was at the top and I was pushed off this exit, and the way that the ramp and everything was set up, there's no barriers for me to like not flip over. The ramp is declining, of course, and since I was on the regular inclining, I got pushed to the bottom. And I really remember as well, like turning my steering wheel to the left so I can try my absolute best to like stay above, like on the above level. It didn't work because with his force, it caused my truck to really like drift. So by the time that my back tire was no longer on ground, that's what caused it all to like, that's what caused me to roll. I don't know what happened, why, what, but I do know somehow, some way, I was just rocking and rolling in there. And I remember being in the driver's seat, holding on. Boom, there's one hit. My back is on the windshield. Boom, there's another hit. My bottom is on the passenger seat, facing the back. Boom, there's another hit. I somehow like ended up in the back seat, and at the same time that all this is happening, glass is being broken, metal is being bent, plastic is being torn, my things are all being thrown, and me, I'm just there with God's faith. I really remember like bouncing around in that back seat. And since those windows were practically all these windows were busted out, I had every opportunity and chance to like fall out, fly. Everything happened in the best way that it could have. Everything was ruined. Like there was smoke, there was oil on me, it was like hot and burning, like it was on my arms, it was on me. It was just so much stuff happening, and I really didn't know what the best thing I could have done. But from seeing scary movies, from what I know, any type of thing related to a car, they freaking blow up. So I was like, that is not about to be me. So the first thing I did once like everything was done, like I said, I checked if my keys were there, and they weren't. So like, you know how you have to turn it to turn it on? So it was undone to turn it out, and it was gone. So I was like, okay, that thing is gone. I don't know if it took me like a while to actually like get from where I originally was to where I landed, but by the time that I looked out, I peeked out of the driver's back window, and when I looked, it was so insane. I couldn't believe it. Literally looked like a movie or something. But on the top of the freeway and the bottom, like both sides, it was car after car, back to back, bumper to bumper. Like it was insane. And there were a few people that were like running, like some of closer and some were further, but they were like, no, stay in there. And I was like, heck no, this thing is about to blow. Like they're like, no, you're gonna get hurt, you're gonna hurt yourself. And I'm like, okay. I was tired of listening to people, so that's when they saw how serious I was. And I just pointed to random people, like obviously the bigger, tougher ones, to land on. And I was like, you and you, come here. And they just stood there. Oh God, they were so, you know what, I'm just happy they went. But they were like so like, like, sir, let me freaking, you know? And yeah, so once that happened, I was like really in shock, like, holy cow, did that really happen? And I was kind of having one of those moments where I was like, did I die? Like, did I, am I alive? Am I dead? And I don't know if you guys seen that one movie called The Lovely Bones. I bring it up because the main character, she was murdered, and her soul, like her spirit, for the first day or so, she thought she was still alive. Me, I was like, oh, they're scared, don't let it be me. So when that happened, I legit took a picture. I had to be sure, like, but I had to make sure, like, I really couldn't believe I went through that and survived, like, the whole freaking thing. So yeah, I take the picture, and then once, like, at the same time that I was going through my little part. Everyone else was like on their phones recording me. Like they were doing all this, like so much was happening. First I called my mom. She didn't answer. I understand, she's at work. I called my brother. He didn't answer because he was busy. Second to last person that I called was my boyfriend. This is the conversation that I literally remember. This is me. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, I just got in a car wreck.
Do you want me to go?
Yes.
Okay, I'll be there right now.
Click. Boom. Right after that, I also decided to call my girlfriends at work, right? Because in our conversations in the morning, we were like, hey, I'll see you there right now. I was literally telling them before I left my house, I was like, I'm on my way. So I decided to call her. I don't even know why I was so calm when this was all happening. Like, everybody was saying, like, you're so calm. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna lose my mind while I lost everything else. Like, yeah, I called them and I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna be able to come to work. And then my friend Indy, she's like, why? And I just FaceTimed her and she saw my face and she was shook. Like, she was almost screaming on the phone. And she was like, oh my God. And then that's when she showed her phone to my other girlfriend there, Bree. I just saw both of them like, oh my God. And then that's when I showed them my car because I was actually sitting next to it. She went up to our manager and he was like,
Oh my God.
like, you know, like reacting too. But at the same time, they all had their clients and their people in their chairs. That's when our manager asked my friend Indy, he's all like,
Hey, well, if you don't have any appointments or anything, right after, make sure she's okay. Go see what the situation is.
by the time that I already hung up the phone with my girlfriends is when my boyfriend came and he was like, you know, trying to get a hold of everything that was happening. And he's like, oh my God, like he couldn't even believe it. Like, I just remember him like just taking pictures of everything, pictures and videos of everything. Like, he was just like, babe, look up at me. Oh my God. Like he was literally freaking out. And during all that time is when I was making sure that all my stuff was together. I mean, my car is fairly clean. I had my laptop case, which has my camera, my laptop, everything expensive that I could probably have in my possession was in that bag. I also had my barber case because I was doing a house call and I had my expensive everything. I had stuff in there. It doesn't even matter if it was expensive or not. I had stuff in there. I had to make sure those were okay because kind of looking at everything, I saw my case was open, I saw my bag was open. I was just so worried about everything, you know? I was thinking of the worst. Like, everything that was worth something in my life is gone. But luckily, everything was fine. Everything was perfect. I had a few personal things like my CDs, some tapes. Of course, debris from like my car was all thrown everywhere. That's when I had my people like getting all my stuff because I remember I rolled on top freaking 4 times to the bottom. So in all that time, like everything was flying everywhere. I even had rocks in my car. Like, it was insane. After I got into the ambulance is when they decided to take me to the hospital. I got to the hospital officially at 11:20. I was taking some tests, x-rays, and some scans to make sure that, you know, there was no damage done to the brain, like no internal bleeding, no broken bones, fractures. Amazingly, I was untouched practically. I mean, the few bumps and bruises and scrapes, but I was untouched. Like, I don't know. But I was so surprised at how many people actually recognized me from my car because, of course, it was like down there and people were messaging saying like, oh my God, are you okay? I hope, you know, prayers and everything for me, which I didn't expect that much support when all that happened. Yeah, I mean, when I was at the hospital, I was just waiting for results. I had friends come in, family come in, people visiting me. They didn't have much results from the test besides, well, honestly, I was pretty much complaining about my hand and my wrist because, like, this is my working hand, you know? Like, these are my money makers, my crafting tools, my coup de crayon, you know? The worst part, I think, was the doctors told me that I had a fracture in my hand. Yeah, I mean, the fracture wasn't an actual, like, bone or nothing, but it was a vein. Either it was a main artery or it was connected to it, and that's why my whole freaking thumb was black. Like, it was black and chunky, and they just gave me like a little removable cast and they just kind of sent me on my way. They just said, here's some medication we could prescribe you. Other than that, you really don't need, you know. I got released from the emergency room about 3 4 p.m. to be exact. Yeah, they sent me home with my cast, the clothes that I was wearing, souvenirs, you can say. I got, what else? Oh yeah, a few police reports that they still haven't got back to me yet. So, traffic investigators hit me up, trying to get that check, trying to get that Benz truck, a Sadie's, baby, a Tessie. Yeah, I mean, I'm recovering very well. I wanted to show you guys what I actually wore that day. It was these shoes, right? And the thing that really gets me is like what I was wearing. The only thing that I was wearing that was protecting me was my shoes. I practically went into this accident like naked, if you think about it, because, and you'll see why, let me show you. I'm gonna show you the shirt that I wore first. Cute, right? Cute. But there's holes. You see? You think that's bad? You know what's sad? I've only worn excuse the camera angle change, but my camera died. And I've only worn it twice. I don't even know how this part got faded. I don't know if that's like chemical damage. I don't know. I just don't know. And then I have the bottom piece. I'm gonna show you the back first, because that's probably the worst part. But yeah, like, you can see there's like holes everywhere. Seriously, like, you see all these cuts, but there was not one scraper cut in the back. Look at it. This is where all the glass and everything, like, there's literally holes everywhere. And then for the front, I have these sexy things going on in the front, like, and then the worst part is that, like, when I was wearing these, if there was any type of blood on my pants, it was like, you know, like little, almost nothing. And that's when they're just like, zoop, zoop. I was like, sir, I don't know if I would be able to fix it, because I don't know if y'all know, but I'm like a little crafty kind of gal. I think I could be able to fix it into like some biker shorts, a skirt, because baby, drip don't die, okay? It don't. Not over here. It's don't. So yeah, that's that. And I mean, the whole aftermath of all this, I'm left with nothing but the feeling of being blessed. I don't know what else to take from this besides the lesson. Anything could have happened. The worst is already in the past. Your fears have been dealt with, and you're a badass after this. What's next for me is pretty much keep hustling, keep grinding, get my new car. God knew I was never gonna get rid of that car. Never. That's kind of like one reason why I think this happened. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and finish off this video with you guys. I went ahead and asked you guys on my social media. So on my story, I mentioned put on the set of the newest story time for my recent incident for my channel, but drop a question or comment on anything you want to specifically hear about. Let's go through it. Oh, we got some. And I'm gonna read all of them. That's just how I am. Like, I don't have no filter. Like, this is all you guys. So yeah, we're gonna keep it real over here. One response. Single. No. I've actually been taken for a little over 9 years, so. Another question that I have, I don't think it's related to the video, but I appreciate it because they know I'm a barber. Favorite cut to do and why? I've been barbering for about 4 to 5 years now. I've come across so many different types of fades. Regular fades, bald fades, burst fades, faux hawks, mohawks, the Edgar cut. I've seen and done them all, but to me, I really hope I'm not sounding cheesy, my favorite cut would be all of them, because every single cut gives me confidence, especially with those people that voice out like how they feel about it after. In the most humblest way, I've had so many people not even get the mirror to check out themselves because they already know what I offer, what I do, and what it is at the end. Yeah, every haircut, but okay, besides the cheesiness, I guess my favorite haircut to do. If there has been any fades that I've really liked that I've done, and ooh, shout out to the guys at shop. Like, I've noticed whenever I do my burst fades, those are the ones that are like,
yo, Susan, that shit's tight, y'all. Like, yo, Susan.
like, I get feedback off of my burst fades. Let's see what else. Did it hurt when you fell from heaven? No, because I landed on you, baby. Ha! That's my man's, by the way. Next question. How has it affected you mentally? Ooh, that's a good one. To me, everybody has been checking on me physically. Like, they're like, you know, oh my God, how's your face? Oh my God, how's your body? How do you look? But there wasn't too many people that really asked me, like, how are you feeling? To me, physically and everything, I'm strong all around. Especially since I go work out at the gym, like, soreness is such a regular feeling. Mentally, like, if you ask me, like, if I'm traumatized or if I'm, like, still scared or anything, I'm actually not. I'm not gonna lie. The first day when I was on my way back home from the hospital, I was fine, completely fine on all the freeways, all everything. But when I was getting closer, because of course I'm close to that freeway spot, once I was approaching it, my body was getting tense. Like, I just felt it, like, basically like bracing for something. I don't know. I was sitting there and I was like breathing like ooh, and I just couldn't take it. That's when I broke. I was just like, can we get off the freeway? And then he's like, what? Like, why? And I was just like, I can't take it. I can't. Going back through that scene and everything, I'm completely fine. And people ask me, like, are you scared to drive? Hells no. Put me in a Maserati. Put me Bentley Jacket. It's my choice to ride. Yeah, like, I'm ready to drive. I'm ready to go. Next question. Did you truthfully think you were going to die? Yeah, I thought I was gonna die. And if I did, I was ready for it. How did you feel in the moment as the car was flipping? Were you aware of your surroundings / scared? Kind of like not going too much into the story again, but like a little bit more into detail. My life was out of my hands already because I was precautious, I was careful, I was aware. The second that someone interfered with that, it was out of my hands. It's crazy. I was not even thinking so many things. Like, at the same time when I was trying to see who hit me, what hit me, and whatever, I was thinking of that. I was also thinking of another big fear that I have is actually killing somebody. So since I knew for a fact that there was cars behind me, I knew, do not brake, because if I did, that's gonna be a chain. And that probably could have been the best thing that could have happened. I could have not flipped as bad. No one got hurt. Like, but it was my own fear. Don't let me interfere with anyone else's life. So that's when I was like, okay, what is the best thing I could do to kind of avoid the worst? When he hit me, I was already scooted over. I could have braked, but then the car, you know, so much could have happened. So yeah, I was very aware. When that happened, I literally said, God, take me. I didn't scream, I didn't yell, I didn't cry, I didn't nothing. I said that, and that's that. I heard everything, I felt everything, I never lost consciousness. The crazy part of this is the whole seatbelt situation. I don't even know how I can explain this. I'm very sure if the seatbelt was any other way, I could have really been gone. In the pictures, you can see that there is no physical way any person, or even a human the size of a baby, could fit in that small place. In the picture, you could see that the corner of the frame of my truck was completely dented in. If I was sitting in my chair right, it would have been right here in my heart. The steering wheel was smashed down. So like, I was literally going to be stuck in there screaming, probably headless, my head down in the rocks, blood everywhere. Everything wrong could have happened, didn't, because of that seatbelt. I don't know. I'm here though. Oh, and then they continued. By the way, I love you so much. Oh, I love you too. Can't wait to catch up and see you. I thank God he let you keep us down here. You know, and I've been hearing that too often. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do this. But the way that I am as a person is I really don't cry when I'm scared, when I'm mad, when I'm, you know. But when it comes to like happiness and gratefulness and all that, I just cry. Like, I just don't know how else to express My gratitude, every day I'm reminded I'm a blessing, I'm a miracle, I'm so lucky, I have God on my side, I have angels on my side. It's like, I know this, I've been known this even before this happened. Life is good, I'm good. I think I have one more question. Do you ever worry about Frank and Ruben running off and being happy? Okay, so real quick, in my last video on the car show, you catch a little glimpse of a friend of mine. His name is Ruben. He's been a super close friend of my boyfriend. So like, I guess you could say like he's really grown up with all of us and everything. So I have this little, I don't even know what to call it, but me and him are at war with my mans, because he's like,
yeah, you know, Frank is happier with me.
As in like best friends, like bros, you know, like they're seriously bros. And I'm like,
yeah, whatever, that's why he came with me and he left you, blah blah blah.
you know, like it's so funny. But he does ask that as a question. Do you ever worry about Frank and Ruben running off and being happy? Yeah, I actually do, you know, because like one example, and that's all I'm gonna say. There was a movie, right? It was Jackass Forever. I'm a big Jackass fan. My boyfriend is, but also so is Ruben. Like he's diehard, like especially with Steve-O. So yeah, that movie's happening. I tell my boyfriend, and I'm like,
Hey, let's go watch it. I really want to go watch it and everything.
and he's like,
Yeah, we'll see. All right, we'll see.
days happen, weeks pass, still nothing, not even interested. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Probably the night before the actual premiere, this mother lover tells my boyfriend like,
Hey, bro, let's go out and watch Jackass Forever. Blah blah blah.
this boy says,
Yeah, babe. So you know, we're gonna go watch Jackass.
and I was like, we are? And he's like,
Yeah, but we're going with Ruben.
and I'm like, ugh. I already knew. He didn't have to explain. I already knew that he invited him or told him, hey, I'm gonna go watch it, we're gonna go, whatever. And he's gonna be like, yeah, okay, let's go. And then he's gonna drag me along. And fact checked, yeah, we only went because of him. So, you know what? At this point, take him. Oh my goodness. Yeah. My father, oh my god, I was gonna die. Alright, y'all. So obviously, I can't just get a regular video. So I'm gonna go ahead and just walk this outro out. So I want to thank everybody that stuck around long enough to see the whole video. I want to thank everyone for all your thoughts and prayers. Greatly appreciated. Yeah, if you liked it, go ahead and leave a like. If you want to see more story times, leave a comment. Go ahead and subscribe so you're never left behind. I'm kind of digging this whole nature walk. You can see my little scars. That's what's been left behind. Yep. Few bumps and bruises. But it's all good. Oh, by the way, I got some flowers and plants as a gift, like for, you know, everything. Look at them! But they're doing better. Because honestly, like, if y'all seen what they looked like before, they looked sad. But now they're looking like me, boy. That bounce back. Like, you can't get rid of us. You can't get rid of us. But yeah, y'all, thank you all so freaking much for supporting me, continuously supporting me. And next up, I plan on having my little, I'm not even gonna tell you, y'all just need to stay tuned in to know what I'm doing. But yeah, go ahead and leave a like, comment, share this, and more than anything, spread awareness, y'all. Like it's a crazy and dangerous world out there. Like, if you're ever involved in an accident, stop. Just, dude, I don't know. There's plenty of reasons why I'm pretty sure they ran away. My theory is like they're kids. They're not even supposed to be driving. What if that car was stolen? Like, but be aware, y'all. Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of your blessings. And be aware that I'm still here. I'm gonna go ahead and end off on that note. Someone told me I should do a makeup tutorial. What do y'all think? Oh, I still have a bruise. But yeah, we good. We good out here. You know what? I don't think I'm a bang person. No, maybe I should put those back. Golly! Alright, I'm going home. I'm going home. Bye.